Good morning, students. Today I am going to explain you the technical terms that we use for different kinds of flowers, and the technical terms where it is used, the types and the words there, where there are you the terms essential and non-essential is used. Symmetrical, what is the symmetry of a flower? So with the help of various flowers that I have collected for you, we'll try to understand these terms. So let me first explain you the terms that we use for a flower. And first is the bracteate. Bracteate, if an additional covering is present in spite of all the four essential whorls, then it is termed as a bracteate flower. For then next is a symmetry. If we try to cut a flower in any plane, through any plane, or that section, if the section is just half, you can see in this flower, if from any section, if I try to cut a flower from any section, then it is the term is used as actinomorphic. If they are cut through any of the planes and they are exactly equal, then it is termed as actinomorphic flower. If it can be cut into two from only one plane, from only one plane or one side, then it is a zygomorphic zygomorphic flower. So actinomorphic, which can be cut from any of the planes or any of the vertical sections, while if a flower is can be cut into two equal halves from only by only one vertical plane, then it is a zygomorphic flower. Then the condition trimerous, tetramerous and pentamerous. You can see here tri, tetra and pentamerous. Trimerous, if the floral whorls, if the number of floral whorls is 3, then it is a trimerous flower. If the number of floral whorls is 4, then it is tetramerous flower. If the number of whorls is 5, then it is pentamerous flower. Flower is considered as complete or incomplete flower if all the floral whorls are 4 floral whorls are present, then it is a complete flower. If any of the whorl is absent, then it is an incomplete flower. Essential and non-essential whorls. The calyx, here the calyx and the corolla. Calyx and corolla, since they are protective in nature, calyx, this green colored part is the calyx and the colored part of this flower is the corolla. So calyx and corolla is the protective covering for the male and female part. This is the male and female part. In my previous video I have explained about the floral details. So these are the male and female parts. Here this is the essential whorl, male, and that is the androecium or gynoecium is the essential whorl of a flower. Then the condition is cohesion or attachment of androecium. The condition is two conditions: synandrous or syngenesious. Synandrous, as you can see here, numerous anthers are present. These are the numerous anthers. And but the filament is united. So when the anthers are free and the filament is united, then the condition is synandrous condition. If in any condition the anthers are united, this I can show you by with the help of this flower. You can see here, if it is clearly visible to you, that here these flower, the anthers are united. If the anthers are united, then the condition is termed as syngenesious. Stamens are free but the anthers are united. Next is condition adhesion, where the epipetalous and epiphyllous, if the gynoecium is attached to the petal, if it is attached with the petal, then it is epipetalous condition. If it is attached to any of the other whorl or any other part, then it is epiphyllous. So epiphyllous and epipetalous. Then number of lobes, as you have seen, if it is a single lobed anther, then it is monothecous. If the lobes are 2, then it is the dithecus. If the dithecus, this is the theca, and in the theca, if the single lobe is there, then it is unilocular. If the lobes inside the lobes, the locules or the compartments are 2, then bilocular. If the compartments are 4, tri or tetra, then that is the locular. Position of ovary. Position of ovary. For the position of ovary, 3 conditions are there: epigynous, hypogynous and perigynous. Epigynous condition, where the ovary, from the ovary, epigynous condition, when the ovary is superior and the floral parts, all the floral parts, and they arise just below the ovary, then the condition is epigynous condition. Here you can see here, if the ovary is inferior and the floral walls like this, if they arise like this above the ovary, then it is hypogynous condition. Ovary is inferior. Here ovary is superior. Here ovary is inferior. Then perigynous condition, when in this case, if suppose this is the ovary and it arises, that ovary is neither superior nor inferior, then it is a perigynous condition for a flower. So this is about the condition of position of ovary in a flower, which is epigynous, perigynous and hypogynous conditions. Next is apocarpus or syncarpus condition. If the carpels are free, if the carpels are free, carpels, which is stigma, style and ovary, if the carpels are free, then it is apocarpus condition. If the carpels are fused together, then it is syncarpus. So racemose or cymose condition, it is the condition for inflorescence. And since I am not having flower to show you these conditions, so I'll just explain you that in the racemose, there is a single stalk to which flowers are arranged. So this is a racemose type of inflorescence. While in cymose, if this is a flower, then another flower arises from this, like this they arise, and they may reach up to a certain height, they may be of equal height or this. So if the arrangement of flower is like this, if they arise, if they are in this type of arrangement, say on a single stalk they are arranged, then the condition is racemose. If the floral arrangement is this way, then it is cymose. Inflorescence means arrangement of flower on a stalk. So now let me show you few flowers. This is just so that you can identify the flower also. This is a flower which is hibiscus. Hibiscus, you all know, you all have seen this flower. Hibiscus is a flower of Malvaceae family. Malvaceae family, I am having one more flower, and this flower is of the ladyfinger or okra, or this is in this, it also belongs to the family Malvaceae. Now what is the characteristic of this? Let me see this now. Here this is the apicalyx. Numerous apicalyx is there. The number is more than 5 but the calyx, here you can see in this flower, calyx is the single calyx, single fused calyx here. So this flower, a beautiful flower of okra or the ladyfinger here. This one. Petals. Now the number of petals, if we count this, number of petals is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. pentamerous condition. 5 petals are there, and this, if you can see this minute dust like structure, dust, and which gives a dusty appearance. Then this is the pollen grains, and this bright purple colored structure is the stigma of the flower. Now here it is the ovary. Now if you can see that the ovary in this condition is superior, as all the floral whorls they arise from below the ovary. Then it is, for dissecting this, I have taken out few parts also. This, yeah, the ovary, stigma, style, and this is the ovary. This, if you have to arrange this, you can show this on a moist paper. Just here, by spreading all the floral whorls in this manner, in this fashion, here to this stigma, style, and ovary. This is a flower of ladyfinger, or which belongs to Malvaceae family. Then next, here, this flower, this is a flower of Datura, or it belongs to the family Solanaceae. Here you can see the calyx is fused together. Calyx, spider, and so many things with this flower. So this, here the calyx is fused together. Then, and the color of the calyx, you can see it is not a green color, it is slightly purple. So the if this condition is termed as perianth condition, where if the sepals or petals are of the same type. Perianth, if it is not possible to separate the sepal or petal, then it is termed as perianth. And if it looks like a sepal, then it is sepaloid. If it looks like a petal, then it is the petaloid condition. Just to show you the inner details, here. Now you can see this flower. These are the anthers just attached with the petal. These anthers are attached with the petal, and this is the flower. This is the stigma. This is stigma. This one, stigma, style, and the lower portion is the ovary. Now in this condition, actually the flower was arranged like this. So the ovary is inferior. Ovary is inferior, and all floral whorls arise above the ovary. Ovary is inferior, you can see here, and all the floral whorls arise from just above the ovary. Not above, just perigynous condition, you can say. This is a perigynous condition for the flower, and this is the flower belonging to a Solanaceae family, Solanaceae datura flower. Just make it clear that this flower is a flower of datura, which belongs to Solanaceae family. Then I'll show you various flowers of Solanaceae family. This flower is also a flower of Solanaceae flower, and these are just bell-shaped flowers. So bell-shaped flowers, now you can just with the help of a forceps, you just take it out and try to show the ovary and anthers and all. So this you can do like this one. Here also anther, stigma, and of each flower I am showing this one, this bell-shaped structure, which is these all flowers are of Solanaceae family. I have shown you Malvaceae and this. Then one more flower is with me, that is of Cucurbitaceae family. Cucurbitaceae, this is of pumpkin. here cucurbits. Now you can see the calyx is free here. Calyx is free. Corollas, the petals are arranged, are joined, so they are gamopetalous condition. And if you can see the condition of ovary, if it is visible from here, all the whorls, this they are starting here. Condition of ovary is they are starting from the middle of the ovary, so the condition is perigynous condition here, this one. And this is the stigma, and these are the anthers, or the filaments are united here also. This is the ovary. Here 3 ovaries are present. Now if I am breaking it also, this one. Yeah. These are the ovarian structures. I have taken out everything. This is the flower of cucurbitaceae, pumpkin flower. And for this one, these all are the flowers of cucurbitaceae family, where the anthers and stigmas are just exposed out. So students, just this session was to that you have to identify the flower, to which family this belongs. We have studied about Malvaceae families, Solanaceae family, and the Cucurbitaceae family, whichever was available in my area. And thank you students for joining the class. In the next class I'll explain you their arrangement, which is termed as estivation, and arrangement of flower and floral detail. Thank you students.